Somehow, in the year 2025, we're still hearing arguments about Caitlin Clark and her exclusion from the Olympic team. It's baffling to see people use hindsight to criticize decisions made in real time, especially when we all witnessed the struggles of Team USA during the Olympics. The narrative that Clark didn't deserve a spot on the team is not only misguided but ignores the facts we saw unfold during those games. Let's break this down. Team USA faced challenges that were both unexpected and alarming. They almost lost critical matches, which should have raised questions about the team's selection process. Yet, there are still voices out there insisting everything went smoothly, despite the evidence to the contrary. If you're new to this discussion, I encourage you to subscribe. Let's aim for 4,150 subscribers today. Recently, I came across a post that claimed Clark was robbed of the unanimous Rookie of the Year award and excluded from the Olympic team to make less talented players feel better. This argument is not just ironic, it's fundamentally flawed. The Olympics are about assembling the best team possible, and that includes evaluating players based on their current performance, not past accolades or reputations. Looking back, it's clear that not making the Olympic team may have been a blessing in disguise for Clark. While she undoubtedly desired an Olympic gold medal, the reality is that being on the team doesn't guarantee success. Team USA's track record has shown that they often assume victory, leading to subpar selections that can end in disaster. This time, they brought a team that was arguably one of the weakest in Olympic history. Historically, Team USA has prioritized legacy over current performance, often rewarding players based on past achievements rather than who is actually performing well at the time. For instance, despite Candace Parker's Finals MVP award in 2016, she was left off the roster in favor of players like Breanna Stewart, whom the coaching staff had personal ties to. The decision-making process has been deeply flawed, and it's not surprising that this led to poor outcomes on the court. Some critics have suggested that Clark was never going to make the Olympic team. While I agree that she faced long odds, she was still told there was a chance. Prior to the roster announcement, she had impressive performances, including multiple games scoring over 30 points. Yet, when the team was announced, it became clear that selections were based on favor rather than merit. Moreover, it's worth noting the defensive liabilities present on the Olympic team. While it's true that Clark has issues on defense, the same could be said for many players who made the roster. The team started an injured Nafisa Collier and a hobbled Chelsea Gray, both of whom struggled significantly on defense. In fact, Chelsea Gray's performance was so diminished that it directly impacted the team's effectiveness. Instead of bringing in fresh talent like Clark, the coaching staff opted for players who were past their prime. They brought one true point guard, and with the team's injuries, this decision proved catastrophic. A team full of capable, younger players could have performed far better than the lineup that was eventually chosen. Looking at the potential alternatives, imagine a team featuring Caitlin Clark, Aaliyah Boston, Ariel Atkins, and Angel Reese. That squad, with their combined skills and youth, would likely have outperformed the Olympic team. The reality is that the narrative surrounding Clark's exclusion is not just about her individual talent. It's about a systemic failure to recognize and adapt to current skill levels in women's basketball. The insistence that the Olympic team was the right choice, despite clear evidence of their shortcomings, is a glaring example of revisionist history. It's time to acknowledge that the decisions made were not only questionable but detrimental to Team USA's success. The focus should be on building the best team possible, regardless of past accolades or reputations. In conclusion, the discussion about Caitlin Clark and her rightful place on the Olympic team should shift from blame to recognition of the larger issues at play within Team USA's selection process. We need to move past these ridiculous takes and strive for a future where talent and performance are prioritized above all else. Let's hope for better decision